This is day 904 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. This week's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is sponsored for Schutz for Fuhr Shlema for Jonas and Ezra ben Chana Feigl. If you'd like to sponsor Kohen Shir more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. We'd very greatly appreciate it. They were doing it's in Tuf Kuf Tzadik Zayin, see base to Tuf Reish, Sif Gimel. Base. Say about fasting Rosh Hashanah. Some are saying not supposed to. It writes, Oakland Mishosim is making you eat and you drink and you're happy. The aim is time you don't fast Rosh Hashanah, below Shabbat Shuvah. But you should not eat or to complete the full, completely full. Should not be frivolous. But here you have the fear of God should be on your countenance. Marshal did not eat fish on Rosh Hashanah because they were he liked them very much. So tell me he wanted to diminish his time in a specific thing. You should not wear a chashuva clothes on Rosh Hashanah like you do on every yantiv elavanim, but white ones. It's like ain't no getting Rosh Hashanah. By us, the minhag is only to wear white on Rosh Hashanah, but only to wear white on Yom Kippur, not Rosh Hashanah. It seems to be referring to a kittel. The Yekis do wear kittels on both Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, but other minhag Ashkenaz is on Yom Kippur. And we eat and drink like any other Yom Tov. We don't have to make a distinction. We can make a furashu because it seems to be the pasuk in the Chemya is explicit. It says, "Ichlu ma'achal shmanim u'shesu mamtakim." Eat delicacies and drink sweets. The difference in Rosh Hashanah other Yom Tov by us. Shemarichin our baby tefillah arach chatzos. We daven at length until after chatzos. Gam yesh eni shenim b'yom rishon Rosh Hashanah. I never saw it before. There are those who, not that I remember, those who don't sleep on the first day of Rosh Hashanah. Based on Yerushalmi, it says somebody who lies down Rosh Hashanah, his mazel lies down. We don't know where this Yerushalmi is. It's not our Yerushalmi. The Arizal is not concerned with this. The Arizal said that's after you blow shofar and after chatzos, the dinim are already sweetened, and therefore you're allowed to lie down. Chaim Kanievsky Zatzal writes that it's only mandidomich, which means to lie down and go to sleep. But if you fall asleep by your table or by your stender, that certainly is not a problem. Gimel v'nei, but evidently has to do with the being miyachid yourself for sleeping. Gimel v'nei, but in any event, the Arukh HaShulchan clearly is making, certainly after the shofar and after davening. Gimel v'nei, but Shumas Hadesh kosav sheish deil shemutar l'sonos Rosh Hashanah. Shumas Hadesh brings out opinions. You're allowed to fast Rosh Hashanah. V'yesh b'shomem mitzvah l'sanos, and those who say it's a mitzvah to fast. Ayin shab. Kimki ein halacha kain, because it's not like that. Moshe Chira Goinim, Rov Rabbi Sein, Rishon Achronim, as the Goinim and most of Rishon Achronim disagree. Mikom kam le'inam hashkasav le'el siman tafkuf ayin. V'nish b'alei sanos v'shabbos yantiv, in terms of that which was discussed previously, if somebody took a shvua to fast on Shabbos yantiv, or neder lisanos, or he took a neder to fast, then ashul neder chal ayin sham, the neder and shvua do not take effect. If he did take a shvur or a neder to fast on Rosh Hashanah, tzarech haTorah. For the Shabbos, you only have to rest the door. This you have to rest the door. That's because there's the opinion that it's not us, it's vast. And he says, Zeu kavanas in the brackets. Zeu kavanas haramah b'sif base. Ramah and sif base, where he says the days that you can fast, he's referring to this halacha according to Arukh HaShulchan, that you have to be matir neder if you're not going to fast, but you should be matir neder. It's clear that those who fast for a dream, they have to fast that day. It's even permitted to fast the time Shabbos. Kosh came Rosh Hashanah and Sunday Rosh Hashanah. Kasher ben Yisrael see base. See Gimel, sorry. Basically right. Misana Pamachas Rosh Hashanah. So you fast on one day of Rosh Hashanah Tayis Chalom. Imayabar Rishon is the first day. So it's on Shnei Yomim. Call him up. He has to fast both days his entire life. Imayayam Moshe was in the second day. Lo Yisrael Kol Yamav Rak B'Yom Moshe B'Yovad. He should only fast the second day his entire life. Akal Shalom. Ubir Advarim. What does he mean to say? Mishum Yesh B'Kom Shkabal B'Yadam. The places where they had a Masorah. Shekol Yisrael L'Sos Rosh Hashanah Anybody who had accustomed to fast Rosh Hashanah, also, and he deviates from his custom, but Eino, so it doesn't fast, Eino Mashlim Shalom, so does not complete that year. He dies within the year, Rachman Ruslan. Which because of C Beis Zayin Shom. Fatam, the reason is came Shemina Shamayim, Arukh HaShulchan Shamayim Tani. So the rationale is that since they showed him by showing the bad dream from Shamayim that his tinus is precious to the Shamayim, okay, I feel that so even though it's all normally you should not fast Rosh Hashanah, because nevertheless came Shapam Achas Son essence they want show him to fast, certainly no Ken Koyim Ab's got to do his whole life. He doesn't have to fast another day because he fasted on Rosh Hashanah like any somebody who fasted Tanis Chol on Shabbos. They share something because those who hold Shemutz or Mitzvah Esenos. Some of those who hold it's a Mutzah and it's a Mitzvah to fast on Rosh Hashanah. Like Yesh Nafkin B'Yom Rishon Yom Shei. There's a difference between the first and second day. Ksheru Min HaShemayim Shei San B'Yom Rishon Shlichar. When the Shon HaShemayim has got to fast on the first day, which is the primary day. Kol Shei Shei San B'Yom Shei. Certainly you should fast also the second day. I'll show Yom Shei. Ain't San Rishon. But they show him on the second day he should fast. He doesn't have to fast on the first day. The Chomer Misheni, because the first day is more severe than the second day, and also more severe that fasting would be more discouraged. The Chomer is more severe for Ikar. It's the primary day of Rosh Hashanah. Hey, somebody who's not concerned with this potential danger. And he's not afraid for his life. And so he doesn't have to fast his entire life. Ravush writes that somebody who's fast should not bake and cook for others. The entire day be involved in davening and supplicating and learning. He's not fulfilling the Chetzio Lachem, having half of the day for eating and drinking, so Kul Hashem is going to do the entire thing about Kodesh Baruch Hu. Arkan Lashon. Mishnah writes that the Rachmanim say that even though it says that somebody who in Kuv Zayin, that somebody who's fasting is not allowed to cook for others, on the Yontif, nevertheless, a woman who is a servant in a house of a family to which she's a servant, and also a wife who is basically serving her husband to bake and to cook, and there's no one else to do this, she's allowed to cook because the responsibility is either on the servant or on the wife to provide the cooked food. Arukh HaShulchan says that this is true also if somebody happens to pass, like the Tanis Chalom, on another Yontif. They'll say that the Tanis itself is called Kul Hashem. Without the necessarily the Tfilat Tachlim Torah. Volume Atanis Onagulo. Also, if interesting, it says if the tinus is a pleasure for him, in the sense not because it's a big litvak or it's, somebody who enjoys suffering, but rather because he's happy that this is going to negate the decree of which he's trying to negate by the Tanis Chalom. That's also Chetzi Lachem. So in other words, the Tanis itself is Chetzi Lachem. It's a famous saying they say about the Tzanzer Rav, the Chaim Tzanzer, that when he finished davening on Yontif and he went to go to eat, he said, till now we're in Mekayim the Chetzi Lachem. Now we're going to Mekayim the Chetzi Lashem. So the davening for him was a tremendous hanoah. So here that the tinus is the hanoah of Chetzi Lachem. Don't say native, so you don't say Yom Kippur. You can't say this is the day of the fast of our tinus. Interestingly, because the Yomim Elo any Kori made tinus only made in. They're not called days of fasting, called days of judgment. I never thought about this before. But we should say Yom Kippur. He says we don't because it's not considered to be a tinus in the standard sense. It's the Yom Hadin. Somebody who's fasting should not make kiddush that day for somebody else. Because it's only has during the daytime the birchas hagefen, and since he can't have a noah, he can't be motzi somebody else. At night of Rosh Hashanah, it's forbidden always to fast. You may not fast. Tanis Chalom is only on the day for the daytime. Below line after the nighttime. Also, if it's not sure if this is one of the dreams of which one fasts or not, you don't have to fast. Also, people who are not concerned by their dreams should not fast. Those who say them aside Rosh Hashanah, those who say it's fast Rosh Hashanah should not eat even when there's a bris. Because it's a yontif. We call it it's fasting, so why should the bris be any more kosher than the yontif itself? Hey, Ma'aseh for bris milah, what's the bris going to add to that? But different timing. Arukh HaShulchan says this makes sense. Because came with Tai's Chalom, so by Tai's Chalom, that feel b'chosha, and Mishnah say Tai's Chalom, and l'chol feel sudas mitzvah. Because in the entire year, somebody's fast Tai's Chalom should not eat by a sudas mitzvah. Shari Tai's Chalom, feel b'Shabbos, because Tai's Chalom is even on Shabbos. So if you will not eat a bris if you're fasting in Rosh Hashanah. Tov Kuf Tzariches, or any other sudas mitzvah. Tov Kuf Tzariches, din mincha b'Rosh Hashanah. Because of mincha Rosh Hashanah. V'mincha meim ashrei v'otzion v'sheva brachos k'mo b'arbes v'shachris. Mincha on Rosh Hashanah, ashrei v'otzion, and the 7 brachos of the Shemona Esrei of the Musaf. V'mincha b'Shabbos, if it's Shabbos, if it's at the Rosh Hashanah Shabbos, Korin, but Parashas HaShavua, we read the Parashas HaShavua. Parashat Chozat Tefillah, Shtei Tzibur 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 Kedusha, K'mo B'chol, just like it would happen on a weekday. Rak Yom Kippurim, in other words, standard Mincha Shabbos, Yom Kedusha. Rak Yom Kippurim, only Gam Mincha Kedusha Musaf Lo Rosh Hashanah, because only the Kippur that we say is special Kedusha by Mincha, not by Rosh Hashanah. Yesh Shagam Yom Kippurim, and we Rak K'mo B'chol. Interestingly, even on Kippur, there are people who by Mincha Yom Kippur don't say the Musaf of the Kedusha Musaf. V'omrim Avinu Malkeinu, Mincha b'Shabbos Eremim. Avinu don't say on Shabbos. V'day Yishno Sheminik Yireinu, the Megan of Altik. So Mitzvah Mincha b'Rosh Hashanah Teichev Achar Mincha, Achar Musaf, sorry, when they daven Mincha immediately after Musaf, because it's getting late in the day. Eremim Avinu Malkeinu Gam B'chol. You don't say Avinu Malkeinu even a weekday. They Shamru Shacharis, because you already said in Shacharis. So only if there's a gap between Shacharis and Mincha, you repeat Avinu Malkeinu, otherwise not. Interesting minute. Beizim Chab Shabbos, if Rosh Hashanah comes to Shabbos, Chesed Tub Shem Rav Amram, Sha'omrim Tzid Koscha Tzedek. You say Rav Shchol Yontiv, and every Yontiv, we don't say Tzid Koscha Tzedek, Kom Rosh Hashanah, Yom Adin, Yesh Lomra. It makes sense. Tzid Koscha Tzedek, Lom Teres Chames, Mishpatech Tom Rabba. It makes sense to say that on Rosh Hashanah, because it's probably Yom Adin. Yesh Lo Lomra, those who say not to say that, Kopani Yontiv, at least the Yontiv, V'gam Rosh Chodesh, it's also Rosh Chodesh as well. Don't say. Ken Minik Pasha, the Shalom, that's the widespread Minik by us. What about the fact that it's Yom Adin? So we already said before, by sleeping on Rosh Hashanah, finding Smakku Adinim Achar Tfilas Musaf. The harshness of the judgment has been sweetened already after you've done Musaf and done the Kiyah Shofar. Tov Kuf Tzadik Tes, Imrim Todienu, Rosh Chodesh, Rosh Hashanah Shchulu Jam Motzei Shabbos. We say about Todienu when Rosh Hashanah comes out Motzei Shabbos. Because of Atur Arvis was finally come up below Rishon. The second night of Rosh Hashanah, we daven Marv. That's what we did on the first night. Mincha b'Shabbos, if it comes out on Shabbos, the first day of Rosh Hashanah. Chesed Rav Yosef, Rav Yosef asks, Rabbein Yeshua Todienu, do you say Todienu between the Shabbos and the second day of Rosh Hashanah? It talks about Chagiga of a regel. Chagiga means a day of celebrating, and regel means a pilgrimage. Rosh Hashanah ain't no chav lo regel. It's not a day of celebrating. It's not a pilgrimage. Ve'shivuni, and Rav Yosef they respond to me. You say nevertheless. Just like we say Motzei Yontiv Avdallah, we mentioned between Shabbos and last week, even though it's not between Motzei Shabbos, Motzei Yontiv. Then we say Avdallah Simona. We were saying that that's one of the Havdalahs which were Mavdil. Mchalchanami say that Tikkun Hu Omer. Here you're saying the formula, and then that's the formula. Ad Kol Shalom, end quote. Base. Ulevad Zeh HaKelkam Gonim HaKadmonim, cites according to several of the early authorities, Rosh Hashanah Ikre Chag. Rosh Hashanah is called a Chag. Shrei Bakes Yom Chagenu. The day the moon is concealed is called a Chag. Kai Rosh Hashanah. Like we saw before. Mosh Kasar Tur Batzmo was in Tov Kuf Bay Base. The Ikri Moed L'Kama Goyim. It's also called a Moed according to some Goyim, not just the Chag. Ayin Sham. El Shatu Lo Chash B'Kam L'Arich. The Torah was not concerned to write about this expansively. Came to Lavach Yisichin Lomar Me'atam Shkosa, because anyway you have to say it, because it's a Seder Havdolos. Tafresh, Din Mechalukim B'Shem Rosh Hashanah Sharim Tovim, Din which are distinct between Rosh Hashanah and other Yom Tovim, Minei Kedusha Achas He, because it's both days are one long Kedusha. Be'elek Shnei Yom Tovim Shagolios. It's not like the normal 2 days of Yontif of we do Chutzlart. Aleph, you should know the Shnei Yom Tovim Shagolios, first 2 days of Rosh Hashanah. And for the 2 first days. The 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, Einam Dam Shnei Yom Tovim Shashar Modim. It's not like the 2 days of other Yom Tovim. Shari Modim, Einam Simer Etzisol Yak Yom Echad. Other Yom Tovim, only making Etzisol 1 day Yontif. Rosh Hashanah Osim Gam Etzisol Shnei Yomim. Rosh Hashanah even Etzisol they make 2 days. Gam Hayom, even today. Mosh Kasav HaRif Ber Kama the Beitza. But Tamash Adover, the reason is the Be'eshim Mekachi Al Piriya, when they used to do Kiddush Al Chodesh, based on the sighting of the new moon. All the Yom Tovim were clear in Eretz Yisrael what day they're going to be. Because it was already many days after Rosh Chodesh by the time he got to even Vav Sivan, certainly Tes Vav Tishrei or Tes Vav Nisan. Only in the Golos, place where the Shluchim Basin would not reach, they would make 2 days. By the way, me mentioning Shavuos was a mistake, because Shavuos is always 50 days after Rosh Hashanah. You don't have to, after Pesach, you don't have to know when Rosh Chodesh Sivan was. So just basically, it's only the 15th day of Tishrei, the 15th day of Nisan, and we know by then. In Eretz Yisrael. Only goes to make 2 days, and they are sorry because of the doubt. Shlo Yadu Beis Yom Nikla Rosh Chodesh, because they know what day was Rosh Chodesh. Shana Kolin Chada L'Chein Afal Pisha Hatah and became Kviyah Diach. Now, even though we have now set calendars, which we all are familiar with, Shana Kolin Chadash and Pi Cheshbon, we make the months based on reckoning. Mimosa Nasi Be'el from the day of the second Hilo and onwards. We come nevertheless at Takana Rishayna Nomez Koyim Takana, which was enacted to make 2 days Rosh Hashanah at the time when it was not a suffix, wasn't a suffix in Eretz Yisrael. They made it nonetheless for a reason I don't. He's going to say in the next sif. So therefore, we still keep it on Rosh Hashanah today. Nevertheless, one of them is definitely a weekday. And was made initiated because of suffix, which we will see in tomorrow's Arukh HaShulchan.